Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. So I'm Sivan Hadari-Avneri, and I'm Israeli-American. I was born in New York to Israeli parents, and we spoke Hebrew at home. אז אני מדברת עברית כמו שאני מדברת אנגלית. So you know I'm like חצי, you know? Like half of me is really happy that I have an American passport. And then the other half is always trying to sell the first half Dead Sea products. I'm not interested. So weird. So today I'm going to tell you the story of how I made it in New York and then I fucked it all up. So in 2006, I was living in New York. I was a student at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where I was studying acting, and where the head of the school told me that I'll never be an actress, I should go back to Israel, marry a Jew, and have babies, because that's all I'm ever going to be good for. So that wasn't so cool. And I decided not to take his really inspiring and wonderful advice, and instead I stayed in New York and I wrote an award-winning one-woman show off-Broadway called The Emancipation of the Sassy Jewish Woman. Where I played 16 different characters, including that asshole. Thank you. And I also got my own TV show on the Jewish broadcasting system. And I also started my own production company called Israel America, where I connected the Israeli American community and the Jewish American community in New York, and produced over 400 Jewish events for the next 12 years. Thank you. There's more stuff. And then I also, after 12 years, was honored to be the 36 under 36 most influential young Jewish people in New York City. So, this is a story about how I fucked up. I'm going to tell you in a minute, okay? I'm just setting it up for like the big form, okay? Like I was a hot shit and then all this shit happened, okay? So just a minute, like go with me. So anyway, I pretty much Jewed the shit out of that teacher, okay? And I became like this big Jew-lebrity. That was the thing at the time. My friend coined that term. He was like, you know what? You're a bit of a Jew-lebrity. And I was like, I like that. So I was pretty much a Jew-lebrity, and I was living my best life in New York, and I had, you know, the beautiful apartment and the walk-in closet, Sex in the City, or Knish in the City, or whatever, but I was just really living my best life. So, fast forward, one day I get the call of my life. I got contacted by a very big Israeli news outlet to co-produce one of the biggest star-studded red carpet Jewish galas at the Waldorf Astoria in New York that anyone has ever seen. It was so exciting. It was like the best day of my career. I was so excited to get this phone call. And they had a $2 million budget. And this was going to be an award ceremony and a gala honoring some of my biggest heroes, including former Israeli President Shimon Peres, Gal Gadot, that just got the Wonder Woman part, Danny Gold, who is the creator of the Iron Dome, Miri Mesika, David Kraft. I mean, the list goes on and on. It was a huge event, and I was so excited to be there. There was going to be thousands of people, And on top of that, I was the only woman on a team of very powerful and successful men. So I was like really proud of myself at this point. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, what's the failure? This sounds all really good. Like what happened? So you remember the movie The Titanic? Just a little movie about a boat. Leonardo DiCaprio meets Kate Winslet and they fall in love and they wear all these fancy clothes and they're like dancing on a beautiful boat, a beautiful ass boat, and then all of a sudden they hit a huge ice glacier and they just like drown in the freezing cold water. And then there's like other people on the second floor that are like eating caviar and also dancing, and then they also drown in the freezing water. So this was pretty much exactly like that. Except it was full of Jewish celebrities, and they were eating gefilte fish and not caviar, and there was no boat. But other than that, it was like exactly the same. So really, the failure was from the moment I accepted the job. I knew, based on everything that they told me about this event and all the things that they had planned before they got me on, that this event was going to be a disaster. Everything that they told me sounded like this was not going to be good and that I was going to get on a sinking ship. But I was so blinded by all the big names and big budgets and the dresses and this fancy venue, and I just got swept up. I got swept up, and I got really overwhelmed by these, big, powerful men, but I still went in there. I went in that boardroom every day, and, I gave my opinions. I knew I was there for a reason. But almost every time I opened my mouth, they said, oh, that's really nice. Those are really nice opinions and thoughts, but don't worry, we got this. We know what we're doing. Even though I had 12 years of event production experience under my belt, and they had 0. But I still went in there, and I did say what I thought, and I did give my expert opinion, and I said, guys, maybe we shouldn't have the tickets be $1,000. I think that's a little bit too expensive for some people. And they were like, and I said, you know what, I don't think it's a good idea to maybe have iPads on all the tables. I mean, somebody might steal them. Just a thought. And also, I don't know, maybe it's not a good idea to spend $5,000 on Bala Fa'el's makeup or put Gal Gadot in the main table with all the horny businessmen. I mean, that, just sounds like not good ideas. I don't know. But nobody listened. I was really just brushed off and ignored every time I opened my mouth. And I just saw them making more and more and more bad decisions. And I thought to myself, okay, I don't know, maybe I should just quit. Maybe I should just leave. This ship is going down. And, maybe I should just walk away. But then I said to myself, are you crazy? This is your dream job, and all these people are going to be there, and you're going to get to be in the room with them. It's going to be amazing, and it'll be fine. Don't worry. I mean, it sounds like they know what they're doing more than you, but... So, I stayed, and I just got so upset at myself. And I really just, I wanted to scream. I wanted to yell. I wanted to open my mouth and say, hey, assholes, listen to me. I'm a grown-ass woman, okay? I've been in this industry for 12 years, and you brought me here for a reason. And I'm telling you, listen to me. This is going to be a disaster. You can't have an award ceremony that's 3.5 hours with a magician and a singer and a band and a film, and people are going to leave in the middle. It's going to be a huge mess. And we need to steer this ship around before we hit the iceberg. We're all going to drown in the freezing water. And I said those things sort of in my head. you know, but I mostly said the other stuff that was like a little bit more calm and nice, and because, you know, I didn't want to be problematic, and I didn't want to be dramatic and be that crazy, bitchy, hysterical woman in the workspace. So I just let these guys walk all over me. I let them silence me. I let them just, you know, treat me like a little girl, even though I was a very successful, powerful woman at that time. But I just let them dim my light. So I stood there, and I watched the biggest nightmare of my career unfold right in front of my eyes. I mean, it was chaos. There were thousands of people running and yelling. Bagafayedi got stuck in the room. Gadol couldn't find her things. People were screaming. It was a huge mess. It was just chaos. And I was just looking at it from outside, and it was just so awful. It was a disaster. And I just couldn't do anything. And I just felt that, like, the biggest failure is that I didn't raise my voice. I didn't say all those things in my head that I wanted to say. I was just being too nice. And that event, in the end, was the biggest flop probably in Jewish event production history at that time. It was awful. So not only did we lose $2 million that night, but I also decided that I was going to leave the event production world for good. I was so traumatized. I just felt like such a failure and a loser, and just everything that I saw was just too overwhelming for me. And I got really depressed. I couldn't work. I couldn't get out of bed. And at a certain point, I just packed up my stuff and I left New York. I left all that glamorous, you know, Knish in the city, my beautiful apartment in Manhattan, all the dresses, all the glamour, all the celebrity lifestyle that I had built up and worked so hard for. And I came to Israel with one suitcase. I think it was winter clothes. I don't know what I was thinking. It's used to being in the snow or something. I don't know. Yeah, and I came here and I said to myself, I'm never going to produce another event ever again. I'm just going to work in real estate or something, or I don't know, I'm going to figure it out. But after 6 years of being here, you know, Maya Angelou said, do what you do best, and all eyes will be on you, and don't worry about the reward, because all the rewards will come once you do what you do best and what you love the most. So I went back into event production after 6 years of a huge break, and I founded my own community that's called Her Tel Aviv. And it's all about amplifying women's voices. It's all about helping women and olot integrate into Israel, find new friends, develop their careers, and just be themselves. And right now, we've had a lot of very successful events that we've put together. We've had a lot of amazing people that we've worked with. And we have right now a community of over 3,000 women from over 80 different countries from all over the world. So, what did I learn from this crazy, titanic Jewish gala failure experience of mine? I learned that I should always go with my gut, and that I shouldn't be blinded by big budgets and big names and flashing lights. And also that it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or any way you identify. It doesn't matter. Don't let anyone erase your voice. Don't let anyone tell you that you're wrong and you're right, even though you know that you're an expert. You know what you're talking about. Don't let people make you feel small just because they want to. And open your mouth. Yell. Tell your truth. And don't be afraid to be called a bitch or an asshole or some crazy hormonic whatever. Just say what you have to say because you know that that's the truth. And most of all, don't get on the Titanic just because you want to see Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you. Second drill. First question. Then you guys. How do you speak up? After you went through this experience, how do you actually speak up?
Oh, this is a very good question.
That's what I'm here for. That's what they pay me.
You just don't let. You just speak your truth. You know, like I think it took me years and it's a lot of practice because I didn't speak up when the head of the school told me all that nasty stuff. I was just like, I didn't know what to say. I was also pretty young. And then I sort of spoke up with these guys, but it wasn't like mamash fully, grounded. And I think it's maybe something you develop if you don't have it naturally. You have to practice not letting other people walk all over you. You have to say, I'm sorry. No, that's not what's going to happen, and you can't, excuse me, you can't talk to me like that.
Exactly. Yes, you.
Hey.
Hey.
Sorry, Rivka. First of all, thank you for all the amazing events that you put on and the space that you create for all the female women.
Thank you.
You've created, and then the question I have is, what happened post-event? You're a Harvey person. What happened post-event that was such a disaster that you're like, that's it? You did 12 years of events.
I'll ask, the question was what happened post-event that was because of the event, and I'll add a second to that is, was it the event or not speaking up?
Was the event or?
Was it the event or not speaking up, seeing the train wreck?
What happened post-event?
Well, a lot of things happened. My reputation in the community was ruined. A lot of people said very nasty and untrue things. It was really just like heartbreaking to see all these like false rumors going around and people saying things. Like I didn't have that before. I was very lucky to have like 12 really good years, and all of a sudden people were saying a bunch of lies, and I just felt like really just betrayed by, I don't know, I just, it was that, and also I guess just seeing the Titanic of people that were just like floating in this disaster of an event was very traumatizing for me, because I'm a workaholic, I'm a perfectionist, and I really want things to be perfect, and when I saw that it was such a disaster, I was like, maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe I should just quit forever.
Last question, very quick. Yes. You asked already, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yes.
So, at your lowest point, what was the point of light? Or
What was the point of light in your lowest point?
what or who? What?
It's a crazy story, but I really fell into like acute depression. I really just could not function. I had to go to the doctor. I could not lift myself out of my bed. And I also went through a terrible breakup, and it was really, really difficult. And I just made this I didn't put this in the story, but I was like, I'm just gonna go to Midburn. you know. I was like, I'm leaving everything, I'm gonna go with it. And something happened to me in Israel where I was just surrounded by so much love and acceptance, and I woke up every day feeling less and less and less sad. And then one day, I just woke up happy. So I was like, this is where I have to be, you know, here in this country. And I don't need all that glitz and glamour because I got to everywhere I wanted to get and I was still sad and depressed. So I think that was what happened. Thank you. Thank you very much.